Hello everyone, welcome to what is the first figure review on this channel. Not all of them will be Doctor Who related, but today I will be reviewing the new, very recently released, Fugitive Doctor figure and Tardis set. A surprising release at that. I did not think we'd get it. Obviously it's been 4 years. Let's see if it's any good. They've gone for the 60th packaging that we've only seen, I believe, for the Sonic Screwdriver Special Edition. That was also an online exclusive from Character. Turning it to the side, you can see it says, featuring the Fugitive Doctor with blaster accessory, TARDIS with opening doors, and 5.5/14cm scale collector series. There's a fair amount of information there about the Fugitive Doctor and the story she was in. Pause it if you would actually like to read it, but I am going to move on from it because apart from that, the two labels there are the exact same as the side, and I want to get into the box. So, immediately, first thoughts when looking at it. Obviously, online you have to be a bit wary because they're obviously just going to show the best. Hopefully, you'd think they wouldn't edit it. I don't think Character would, but it's always nice to just have that realization that, oh wow, this is actually a really good sculpt. Probably one of their best in the recent years. I think Al said it was up there with his favourite being like John Hurt and that. And I do have the John Hurt figure, and yeah, it's very, very accurate. So yeah, it's very nice. It's a really nice figure, and I can't name a fault. I guess maybe the hands look a bit plasticky for my liking. I think just because of how they're cut out, and you can see a little bit of like a plastic tag from where they've been ripped from the mold, it does sort of subtract from the look, and turning it around, you can see it's the same on that end. These look a bit extra plastic, like the hands are shiny. Should they be shiny? Probably not. Is the actual Doctor's face shiny? Well, no, it's fine. The face is completely fine. So they've gone for the more plasticky look, I think. I don't know the specifics, you'll have to look elsewhere for them, but Colin Baker from The Ultimate Adventure, I think it was, that set they released recently, well, towards the end of last year, did have a bit more of a plasticky look compared to the rest, so they've definitely, I think, changed material. I was a bit weary, and I guess you could say it looks a bit, but I don't think it does. I think it's alright compared to the, like, from the rest of the figure, from a distance. Are you really gonna be like, no, looks too fake? I don't think so. I mean, you can't make it not look plastic. It is a plastic action figure, after all. And then obviously we've got this gun prop, which is a division gun, I believe. It's nice. It's very nice, well painted. Not seeing any issues there whatsoever. Definitely a very nice little prop. So, the TARDIS, the inaccurate TARDIS. No, I don't mean it insultingly, it's just not accurate at all to the screen one. The lamp is, well, God knows, it's actually, mine is actually loose. You can probably see quite the wobble there, if it focuses. Don't know if anyone else has that issue, and if you haven't bought it, then I guess check other reviews out, see if they have that issue too. It's not the end of the world because this isn't an electric one, and we'll get onto that in a minute. But yeah, it's a bit of a pet peeve. So yeah, it's pretty much the same as all the other classic boxes. If you've got any of them recently, then you won't be very surprised. However, and I'm not sure how well this picks up on camera, but you can see it's lighter there, darker there, and that continues across the whole entire box. There is you can see it quite clearly there. There's a sort of dirty wash on the blue towards the bottom beneath this line, and that I'm quite happy with, because after all, I've not seen the story probably since it's aired, but same with this side and this side. It was obviously meant to be buried underground, so having a dirt sort of effect is very much needed. And again, I'm not sure how well you can see it really. If I turn the brightness up, maybe it becomes a bit more obvious. Same with the roof, which I always like a good TARDIS roof. This one is completely flat, but again, very nice sort of effect. Like it feels satisfying, and it's very, I don't know if they've done one like this before, you know. And there is, again, this sort of dirty wash to imply that soil's been on the top. Like, it's just nice. It's good for detail. Now, getting the screen accurate one to the left, I found out actually in this editing process that the box seen in the episode is actually the identical prop to the one used in Twice Upon a Time. So obviously you can quite clearly see it in the image there. This box, you can tell it's not the same, is it? It's not accurate, but like I said, it's not the end of the world because it's a very nice color blue. It's a very nice box. I put it up with my classics. It could actually easily work as a Hartnell box if you didn't have one for the First Doctor, but you had a figure, for example. Or if you just want to put her before, it's up to you when you decide the timelines, obviously, but I don't think it's the end of the world. It's just not completely accurate. Yeah, I like it. It does the job. Opening it up, obviously we got the background for the first time. Usually with the Tennant Tardis, for example, it was in the back, I think for the Capaldi one as well, but I was not able to get that, and honestly it looked far too plasticky for my liking. But they did give us one this time, as you saw. Opening the doors, there it is, obviously after I put it in quite gently. Now you will notice it doesn't actually fill out the entire length of the inside of the TARDIS, so there will be a gap at the bottom and the top, depending on how far down or how far up you place it. But if there's a figure there, obviously it will hide it. It will still look fine. Or obviously you could just have the door shut. It varies, but yeah, it just depends on what sort of angle you have it at. But either way, I'm thankful that we actually got a card because it's been a long time since we have, and it does just help add to the realistic feeling of it. So props to character for giving us it. There's so many ways you could display it. You could have her in front, hanging out the doors, to the side, whatever. Now, I am aware I have not gone into articulation of the head, the arms, the hands, the legs. They all move, apart from the feet. The feet are moulded to the legs bend, they can turn, as you can see. They can turn left and right, well, 360 actually. And the hands, you shouldn't really need to move them unless you're adjusting them to the gun, which is obviously what I had to do. As said, the gun, very good, probably the best thing out of this, actually, because the detail was just, immaculate. And honestly, I'm quite happy with it. I'm definitely glad I bought it. I think the website is a bit more normally functioning now. There's not as many people, so if you want to get it, I'd say now is probably the time. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed this first sort of ever figure review on this channel. Tell me if there's things I need to improve, because let's be honest, there's bound to be. But if you did like it, do leave a like. If you didn't, do leave a dislike. And thank you for watching.